Warning. If you listen to the Hideous Laughter podcast, you know that we like to delve into darker subject matter. However, this show will contain subject matter that is even darker than what is normally in the HLP. There are themes such as extreme gore and torture in the Evil Interlude. So, listeners, if that is not your jam, please continue to tune in to the regular episodes, but maybe give this one a skip. Otherwise, enjoy the Evil Interlude.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to another non-scheduled episode of the HLP Evil Interlude, baby.
Oh yeah.
So,
Hashtag Spirits Week Day 3.
Spirits Week Day 3. Boy, are we getting in the spirits.
I'm excited.
So, Haley, our drink master for Spirits Week, at least for our first beverages, what are we drinking?
Today we are drinking a Take on Hot Buttered Rum, which is a drink that's normally made from like melted vanilla ice cream and butter and brown sugar and rum. And instead of having all of that sugar, it is rum and butter and sugar-free maple syrup with apple cider and 2 cans of hard apple cider as well, because I didn't think it was alcoholic enough. So I added more.
All right.
That's my favorite kind of drink. More alcohol because it wasn't quite alcohol-y enough.
It was too sweet. So I added more alcohol. But
Alcohol for alcohol's sake.
it is supposed to taste like an apple pie in a cup.
Well, it's sure getting me with the butter.
Yeah, the butter's everywhere.
I got a nice 1/4-inch float on the top of mine.
I love it.
It's very tasty, yeah.
It's really-
Don't get me wrong.
Greasing the lips.
Great for podcasting.
Make it real easy to talk.
No lip smacks.
No lip smacks? Yeah, it'll just slip right apart.
I can't tell you how hard it was to not do that, because you guys are always making fun of me for all my mouth noises at the beginning.
You are the victim here.
Yeah, just keep portraying yourself in that light. It really does taste like apple pie. It's pretty good.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone have a sidearm tonight?
I do.
What you got?
I have a good problem to have, actually. Double dry hopped IPA.
Okay.
And that's the name of it.
Neshaminy Creek?
That's the brewery. I love it.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I'll be cleaning the house after this with a Bon and Viv spiked seltzer of the orange hibiscus variety.
Good choice. Solid choice after this thick beverage.
Again, I am enjoying it, but that will be a nice light palate cleanser.
Anyone else?
No,
You guys
not
just sticking
tonight.
with the thick bevs?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying this apple pie drink.
Well, I myself, from Alesmith Brewing Company, have a Speedway Stout. It is an Imperial Stout with coffee, and it's a 12%er and a tall boy, so
Get your money's worth.
yeah, we'll see how lethal this combat ends up being.
I have had one. They are very good.
So guys, we finish off the last episode of the Evil Interlude with your characters walking through a creepy, dark, nearly silent woods called the Uskwood, near the border of a country called Nidal, where you are tasked with finding some important arcane information for the Whispering Way. Now, your characters started to hear noises in the silence, to feel like they're being watched. And then a mist started to descend from behind you. It was kind of roiling out, a deep, foggy gray, and it doesn't quite reach the ground, but It's about 10 feet behind you. And you hear the flapping of large wings. And you hear rustling in the trees. And as the gets louder, you see the mist start to swirl. And out of it, a large dire bat swoops. And you can see its black fur is encrusted with gore. On this bat, a very pale man sits, his hair a long white, his eyes a deep shade of red, and his skin nearly matching his hair. I need everybody to roll for initiative.
God damn it. Alright, this is going in the jail.
Well, we know what Brooks rolled.
Yeah, I'm going last for sure. It's not even fair, man.
Ooh, that was a dyer that went into jail, too.
I know, right? That's my, like, slightly more evil one, but
You're supposed to use dyers to fight dyers.
that's not how this dice works.
All right. Saw Moon Isle. What you got?
Saw's going at a 17.
Dr. Vivian Malice.
25.
Oof.
Nice.
Nana Opal.
20.
And Mr. Turner.
1.
Oh,
I'm sorry, what?
possible?
I don't have any decks.
You're a level 7 character with a +0 initiative.
Yeah.
I
plus
I love you
2.
so much.
I'm
Alright.
only a +2.
Nice.
I feel as
Yeah.
though initiative's not super huge.
Famous last words.
And Ed Turner gets snatched up and done.
So you see this huge bat, and you see its rider fly towards you out of the mist. At the top of the order is Dr. Vivian Malice. Now, these creatures are 20 feet in the air.
Vivian walks around behind Nana Opal to slightly block her, get in the line of sight between her and the flying creature. She tells the dogs to stay, and then she pulls out a flask and drinks bark skin.
Okay. Another thing I want to ask, because it's important. It is dim light. How are the humans seeing?
Oh, I said last time that I could do dancing lights whenever.
Okay.
It's a cantrip
So
for
you
me.
had dancing lights up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
We probably would have distributed the potions between the humans.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah, like 5 and 5.
yeah.
Yep.
Got them potions on lock. Perfect. So I'll say you guys can still see, because it's basically within 40 feet of you.
Awesome. And because she can see, she do a knowledge check on them?
Yes, she can. It will be a knowledge nature for the bat and a knowledge local for the rider.
All right, nature is going to be green. Oh! Natural 20 for that knowledge nature. 29.
So 29 on the nature will get you 3 questions.
Special attacks.
So this appears to be a trained animal companion. It does have a feat known as Vital Strike, in which it doubles its damage dice for a single attack. It also can power attack you. It has a bite attack, but unlike normal creatures with just a bite attack, it can attack you multiple times with that same bite.
What sort of senses does it have?
It has blind sense, which is not blind sight. It can use its echolocation to find you, find the exact square you're in, but it would still have the 50% miss chance if its vision is completely impaired. On top of that, it does have dark vision.
Okay. So I know we're in a creepy forest and there can be like vampires and stuff. Does this have any special defenses?
Special defenses, no.
Okay.
So it doesn't have special defenses, but it does look like it has some sort of magic on it. I'll give you that.
Okay.
So you said it looks like a normal animal companion, correct? Not a familiar?
Maybe I'll give you that distinction on the knowledge local check.
Unfortunately, that was a bad roll for me, so that's a 6.
Yeah, a 6. You know that this is a druid, but that's it.
Something? Okay. And she would relay that to the whole party.
Okay. What else is she doing with her turn? She has moved and made a knowledge check.
And then she also drank
and then she
her...
drank. Perfect.
Yep.
Okay, next in the order is Nana Opal.
Nana Opal will turn around and she will glare at the bat.
Okay.
She doesn't like animals. Actually, animals don't like her. They stay 30 feet away from her if they can at all times. But she's going to glare at it.
Sure.
And there's going to be small little purple daggers basically going directly at him. And I need a will save from the rider.
Oh, so not from the bat.
Correct.
Okay.
She can glare at the bat, but it's aimed at the rider.
Perfect. That's a 19.
Shit. You beat it literally, like, by 1. Okay. That's all she can do.
And you know it's a druid, so you would know about druids that their will save is likely pretty high.
I understand. You literally only beat it by 1.
Yeah.
It would have totally disrupted any connection that these two have, whether it's an animal companion or familiar.
Ooh.
They would not have been bonded anymore.
Interesting. Okay, so that was your standard.
That's all.
Okay, so you're not going to move.
There's no need.
All right. The sky darkens even further, and sheets of ice begin to fall. There is no save
That's some bull.
to this spell, but it does affect all of you, including the dogs, as from 20 feet in the air, cloud kind of descends, and it drops this ice storm on you.
I know what you're doing. This is a good one.
You all take 11 points of bludgeoning damage and 8 points of cold damage. The terrain around you becomes icy and difficult to move. It is difficult to see. You each take a -4 to your perception checks at this point as the snow falls around you. Now, this doesn't grant any form of concealment. It just gives you that detriment to your perception. Next, the rider would kind of dig his heels into the bat.
Kill the girl. The one in front.
And the bat swoops down next to Viv and makes an attack using Vital Strike. An 18 on the die will certainly hit you. And this is really going to hurt. Very low damage.
Good.
21 points of damage.
Oh,
But now they are both right in your face. Actually, on the way down, the rider must make a ride check. He succeeds. But there's always a chance I roll a natty 1. Next in the order is Saw.
All right, I'm not super stoked that I can't just 5-foot step up and do all 4 of my attacks because we have some difficult terrain here now. But Saw is going to begin to transform, and he's muttering something to himself that you can't hear over the wind, although you may imagine it as something to do with sicknesses or problems.
And things being in season.
And things I mean, now that it's snowing, though, it certainly seems like things might be out of season. However, he begins to transform, and when he does, his spine kind of appears to grow inside his body before the rest of him does, and it lifts him up into the air. And as fur starts to explode all over his body, combined with your regular Saw-described symptoms of his flesh just breaking open and horns puncturing through his skull, teeth falling out, the folks around him, and maybe to Vivian's delight, because this might be the first time you see it, he retains the use of his arms. They still look human. So that's a fun little parallel to your dogs.
Would that be called the hybrid form?
That is the hybrid form.
Ooh.
Nice.
And so he, for all intents and purposes, is a tiger standing on his back legs using a shield and a large longsword, which I'm just going to call a great sword because I think that's cooler, in one hand. He's going to...
Now remember, this is difficult terrain.
Yep, so there's no 5-foot step. So he's going to take his 10-foot step, i.e. 5-foot step, up into the threatening range of the rider and bat.
Now, because... Oh, no, you're good.
I am going to be targeting the bat because I want to keep them on the ground.
Okay.
And as he moves up, he's going to... he's gonna look over his shoulder to Ed, and he's already partially transformed, and he's going to say,
Keep them on the ground.
because he can actually speak while he's in tiger form.
Oh, yay. Really had to errata that character. Was that Is entering your rage?
Free action.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So you have an attack.
Yeah, I just had to click it, everything on for me. On my sheet here. So it's just one big swing with his longsword. That'd be a 17 off the die. I did say this was going to resolve against the bat. 28.
Yep, that'll hit.
Okay, this is going to be some decent damage. Good off the dice. We're looking at 21 points of damage.
Oof.
Neat.
Takes a big chunk out of that bat.
Mr. Turner, you're up.
And I actually don't know if you can keep him on the ground, but Saw definitely wants him to stay exactly where he is.
Yeah. Alright. Mr. Turner is going to cast a spell. Touch of Idiocy on the rider, but he's got his rods of reach. So, to make that close range, that is just fine for that. And
Okay, you have a metamagic rod?
Yeah.
Nice.
And so, will save.
I believe that's
I
a will save, yeah.
Hold on one second.
Touch of Idiocy probably is a
Oh, it's a melee touch. Melee touch.
Yeah, but
Which might
with
still have the will,
with
yeah.
No,
reach-
you don't. There is no save. It's just a.
Oh, yes,
a
yeah, you
melee
gotta
touch.
resolve against his touch. Yep.
But I have to hit you first.
Yep, you do. So that's a melee touch attack for you.
Fuck me! 8.
Nope.
1.
No dice, but the spell is still charged up.
That is nice.
Keep poking.
All right. Next in the order is Dr. Viv.
Vivian's looking really hurt, but unfortunately she can't take a 5-foot step back and drink a potion.
We know this thing is living, right?
Yeah. I mean, you would know that with that beefy knowledge nature that it's a living animal.
That's what... No, the druid. I just want to make sure.
You don't know. But I did ask you for a knowledge local check, so you could metagame a little bit.
Okay, I feel good.
Even in difficult terrain, could Vivian do an acrobatics check to move without incurring an attack of opportunity?
She could, but she will move at a quarter of her speed.
That's fine.
Because your speed is already halved by the terrain. I'm not positive that that's rules as written, but I think it's totally fine.
All right, she's just going to try to take, like, one step back. I rolled a 2, so that's a 12.
Yeah, you're going to incur from the bat. Does a 21 hit?
It does not because I have bark skin on.
All right.
Good call. Good call.
Whew, I needed that. All right. So just 5 foot back. She is going to.
You said you got a 13, right?
12.
Oof. I believe if you fail by more than 10, you don't get your move. It stops your movement.
Darn it.
Now you could go ahead and attempt this now that it's spent a reaction.
Oh, yes.
Unless he's trying to bait you with that combat reflexes.
I
Which
could be.
I don't know if it has. Yeah, I didn't ask that.
I'll give this because your check was so high and you didn't get any weaknesses, and I was giving you its combat abilities anyway. The bat does not have combat reflexes.
Awesome. Thank you. Just as, my personal knowledge, you two have healing, right? Ability to heal? Like
Yeah.
a wand or something? Okay. Vivian drinks a potion and then spits it right back out at the bat.
Okay.
And so it needs to make a reflex save. And it's like a very black, sticky liquid, and the bat's having trouble moving right now.
That's gonna succeed. That's a 26.
That's fine. It still will take, it's entangled, so it's going to take a -2 penalty on attack rolls and a -4 penalty to its dexterity. But it is not glued to the floor or anything.
Okay. With that, it's Nana Opal's turn.
Yeah, I want to try one of my new spells from being level 7. I haven't been able to do before. So, her finger's gonna come out, be kind of crooked, and point at the druid. And I am making a ranged touch attack.
Okay.
Okay. 20 to touch.
That hits touch.
Fuck yes. Yes, the maximum. Okay, so, you just feel all of the life draining from you as you take 4 negative levels.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That's pretty good.
For 7 hours.
That's brutal.
It's a black ray that comes from my fingers.
Okay. It is the enemy's turn. The bat is going to full retreat. With its entangled condition, it has 10 feet of movement speed. It is on the edge of the difficult terrain, so it can move back 20 feet. The druid casts a spell, and you see it and the bat begin to flicker, and they look very difficult to hit. Then he uses his quickened metamagic rod and makes a touch attack against Nana Opal.
Rude. I've done nothing to him at all. No problems.
But I don't think it hits. That's only a 13 against your touch.
My touch is a 12.
Oh.
So read me the text of that spell you just cast. Just for the listeners.
Why, Griffin?
I don't know.
You point a finger and you fire a black ray of negative energy that suppresses the life force of any living creature it strikes. You have to make a ranged touch attack to hit it. If you hit, they gain 1d4 temporary negative levels.
Well, let me just pop my d4 out here.
What the fuck? This is bullshit.
Oh, only 2. Only 2 negative levels. But yeah, the druid is not feeling great. Now, Saw and Viv, you are on the edge of the difficult terrain. It extends far in front of you, but that's the edge. So,
Then wouldn't the bat have been in difficult terrain?
the bat was at the edge. Where they're standing is the edge.
Oh, okay, so it extends to toward Ed Turner.
Yeah, exactly. And it is Saw's turn.
All right, Griff, can you tell me on this map what is not difficult terrain exclusive of your spell? because this map is kind of a trail
It's a bunch
wandering
of paths
through
through the forest, yes. So any square, I will rule it that is half or more of path will be a square that's just a regular movement. Any other square, so more than half, that is trees, will be difficult terrain.
Okay, so even if I took a penalty from moving outside of a square with difficult terrain, this should be no problem, because Saw wears no armor and gets bonus speed for being a barbarian. So, seeing that this druid is looking pretty hurt and is throwing around some pretty nasty spells, he's going to say, "I don't think so." And he's going to move around in striking distance of the druid.
Nice.
And is going to take a swipe with that there greatsword. Probably is not going to do it with a... What does this come out to? A 17?
No, that does not hit.
Bummer.
All right, Mr. Turner.
All right. He's got a, well, he definitely doesn't have the movement to get across on this ice. So he's got to try his charged spell again.
Does he have the range for that now?
Yeah. It's
It would
still
be
the same.
25 plus your caster level, right? 5 times your caster level.
Yeah. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
still.
you should have the range.
All right. Much better this time. Does a 19 hit his touch?
The druid?
Yes.
Yeah, roll a concealment. 51 or higher, and it goes off.
97.
All right, what happens?
All right. Ed Turner is going to say, "See the madness." And he's going to take a d6 of intelligence, wisdom, and charisma penalty.
Yep.
Oh, also, do you have spell resistance?
I do.
Oh, okay. I'll need that.
So go ahead and make a caster level check. Sorry for those of you, I think yours probably had spell resistance too. I completely forgot about it.
Yeah.
It's not super high, you should be okay.
Well, fuck me.
Does it beat 11?
No.
Oh boy, dude.
He's rolling bad tonight.
Well, alright. That was a lot of fun.
Oh man, you passed all the hurdles too. You just shouldn't have reminded me. You know
Well-
what? Evil Interlude. Hero card, for being honest.
Aww. Thanks. I still don't like it, though. I don't think it was worth it. Alright.
What'd you get?
I got the Vision. A neutral card. It looks really cool. There is a... Well, it looks like a deity striking an old man in the head with a lightning bolt. Pretty cool.
Nice. Alright, with that, Viv is up. The bat, I assume, is still entangled.
Yes.
Does that have a round duration on it?
Yeah, let me double check. Sorry, yes. 4 rounds total. So
4 rounds total,
another
so 3 now.
All right. Before going into battle, Vivian is going to drink a potion of Cure Moderate. Ah, not bad. 14 points of healing. And then, you said the bat is currently still in difficult terrain?
The bat is no longer.
No longer.
The end
okay.
of the difficult terrain is you. So once you step out, you're no longer in difficult terrain. The other two will need to reach that point in the path to get out of it, as the ground is still icy.
All right. Vivian moves up right in front of the bat.
Nice. Nana Opal.
Nana Opal's not pleased.
What, that she has negative levels?
Correct. She screeches, a scream that only the druid hears inside of its head. There is spell resistance, so I'll roll that.
Sure.
I definitely beat the spell resistance 19 on the die.
Yep, you're good. This isn't a touch attack, though. It's like, I'm gonna roll a will save. Or something.
It's a fortitude.
Okay, yeah, I'm just... Save spells don't require the mischance. that ranged touch attack spells do because it is currently under the effect of displacement.
Yeah. No, I know. That's why I'm specifically picked this spell.
Sounds good.
Okay, so I need you to make a fortitude save.
That's a 20.
Okay. No. So you'll take 6 points of sonic damage, and you will not be dazed as she screeched in your ear.
Okay. You did a lot more damage with the negative levels.
No shit. That's a level 1 spell.
You did 20 points of damage with those negative levels.
Yeah, that was only a level 1 spell, so.
Alrighty. It is their turn. The bat. Well, I'll start with the druid. The druid attempts a ride check to dismount safely. 15 on the die, it does so. So he ends up in the square just behind the dire bat. Yeah, that's perfect.
And would that be treated as like taking a 5-foot step out of that square? Or move action?
I'm not entirely sure. I think you can go ahead and it would provoke. I think it counts as a move action only if I can make the check to swift dismount.
Oh, sure. Okay.
So I think it's still a move action to do so.
All right, well, Saw's going to take a swing at him. That's a 14 off the die. That's going to go up to a 25.
Roll concealment.
Yes, sir.
51 or higher and you'll get it.
67.
Okay, so you get it. Roll me some damage.
Here it comes. 20 points of damage.
Wow.
That's some good damage, man.
Where do you run?
Does Vivian also get an attack of opportunity because she's like threatening the bat? I know
Yeah,
it's
why
weird.
not?
Okay.
Let's do it. It's just a little weird because it's a large mount. But basically you can think of it as being like directly in the center of it, riding it.
Okay.
So it's kind of in the corner of every square that the bat's in.
If you're doing an attack of opportunity, can you do a swift action as well, or no?
No, it's just the attack. But if you had something like power attack on, it remains on.
Okay. Darn it. Only a 19.
And 19 won't hit, so you don't have to bother with concealment. Alright, so that's its move action. Saw, go ahead and make me a will save.
Yeah, and this is where things might get problematic. 'Cause I have weak will. Do you consider him a divine spellcaster?
Yes.
Okay. I don't think it's going to matter because that comes out to a 10.
You see the shambling corpse of your mother.
Oh dear.
And you can see the claw marks all over her body, and her bowels are hanging out, and you start to freak out. You start to hyperventilate. Make a very important fortitude save. This might be worth the card. This is the spell Phantasmal Killer.
Oh, yeah, you need it.
Oh.
I'll throw it on.
All right, so that's a +5 if it's a neutral?
Yes, a +5 to your fortitude save.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the good thing about barbarians is that they have great fortitude because it's such a con-based class. Although my con doesn't go up with my rage, unlike a regular barbarians would, because it's statted a little differently.
What's your base?
With the +5, I'm going to be swinging at this with a +16.
Don't roll a 1.
4.
You make it. You save by the skin of your teeth, and had you not spent that card, Saul would be permanently dead.
Yeah,
Wow.
Phantasmal Killer is pretty beefy.
Pretty gruesome. Not a spell druids normally have.
Well, thank you, Brooks.
Yes.
I owe you a beer, man. That would have fucking sucked.
The dire bat is going to vital strike at Saw. It's a 19.
That's a no.
Okay, so it misses, and then I believe the entangled condition precludes it from taking 5-foot steps. Is that true? Or am I just making that up? I know it halves the move speed.
Yeah, that's what it said on the spell. Let me look.
Did Saw take his damage?
Oh, yeah. So,
I'm
you
sorry.
failed the first part, so you
Yes.
do take some damage.
I didn't even know that came with damage. Okay.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I was, this was one of the spells in Opal.
You take 11 points
You
of
know.
damage.
Is there any typing on that damage?
It's like... I don't know, it's like cognitive fear damage.
Gotcha.
It's not like
Never- yeah,
it's
never
not like a
mind. Okay.
physical damage for your barbarian DR.
So for the entangled condition, it just says you can't run or charge. It doesn't
Okay.
say anything about 5-foot steps.
So it is going to 5-foot fly diagonally up, and it'll make a fly check to see that it can do so. I did not roll a 1, so it's fine. So it'll just be 5 feet off the ground and 5 feet up diagonally from you guys. Yep, that's perfect, Brooks. Which still puts it in range of both of you. It's just moving away. And now it is Saw's turn.
All right. Well, he's upset, and we'll continue to rage, and say, "You never should have shown me that whore." And he's going to take a 5-foot step up, and the moment I've really been waiting for this evil interlude.
So just roll all your concealments with your stuff.
Okay.
And anytime it's below a 51, you just miss.
So I'm going to do things in the order that I would do them. So
Yep.
greatsword, bite, gore.
Mm-hmm.
Greatsword 54.
Okay, what's the actual attack roll?
This is perfect. After you tried to pull the phantasmal killer on me, fucking boxcars, doing 24 points of
Did
damage.
you roll the hit? What's the
Oh, yeah.
What's the to hit?
Well, you just said roll all your concealment. Oh, only roll.
Yeah, roll your
obviously,
concealment
yeah.
with your attack roll.
I don't know why I thought like his AC was super low or something. Yeah, because never mind, that's a natural one. Throwing that in the fucking
So that's
thing.
a miss-a-rooney. No. Yeah, just roll concealment. You can hit for all of them. It's fine.
Well, you said keep rolling concealment, so I was like, all right, well, I guess there's something.
Roll all the dice.
It didn't make a lot of sense. I was very excited to be doing full attacks, alright? Second longsword does not hit. Bite also will not hit. And then gore, come on, give me something off this. And that will not hit as well.
I knew
Lots of
displacement was going to be a great
low
spell
rolls.
against Saw. Can't make the man roll more than one die at a time. It gets dangerous. Okay, so that's Saw's full turn. Mr. Turner, you're up.
Alright, he's still got that charged spell.
No, that time it did discharge. It just failed against his spell resistance.
Ah, fuck me.
Yeah, you succeeded at hitting him. It's just the spell fizzled.
Okay. This one, it is, he is just going to have to take a fortitude save.
And again,
And spell
the
resistance.
range is good?
Yeah, the range is just...
Okay. Because at this point, you're about 50 feet away.
Yeah, yeah. Does a 13...
Beat spell resistance?
Yeah.
Just barely.
Thank
You're not
goodness.
rolling so hot on this.
I am doing all over kind of garbage, but he does have to take a fortitude save. So...
The druid,
The
correct?
druid, yes. Yes.
18?
No! That is exactly what it takes.
Sorry, buddy.
Jeez.
Alright, yeah. That was that.
Okay. So, Ed fires off a spell. It appears to hit his target, but it kind of fizzles out. Maybe he shakes his head or something, as if he felt for a brief moment he was being assaulted mentally. Who knows what that spell was? Now it's Vivian's turn.
All right. Vivian does a wide arc and...
It says 1 square of difficult terrain, the one you're in right now. But I
that
think you can
one's in- okay.
still make it. That one's mostly trees. It looks like to me.
Oh, sorry. It was like dark. So I
Yeah,
thought
it's hard to
okay.
see past the pawns.
All right, so she does a wide arc and comes around trying to get close to cutting off this druid And as a swift action, she coats her blade in a blue powder. It's luminous poison. And she slashes with her sickle.
Okay.
19 again.
That will miss. Nana Opal.
Nana Opal is going to take and walk 10 feet closer. Which, yeah, I know I'm gonna be halved, but
You're out of the difficult terrain after you move from here.
perfect. That's all I need, though. She will say, "Saw Derry, I need you to hit now." And she will cast Unerring Weapon on Saw. Saw's a greatsword. And that I can cast in close range on one weapon or 20 projectiles. It's 1 round per level for 7, so 7 rounds. Like your greatsword, it is almost like it feels like it's a magnet, and the other side of the magnet is their heart, because it is causing your weapon to veer closer to the vital areas, and it improves the result of a critical threat. So you get a +2 bonus on attack rolls to confirm critical hits, and +1 additional bonus per 4 caster levels. So that would be, I think, 3 total +3.
Yep, total +3. But that doesn't do anything for the concealment, does it?
No, but if it would be way, way better if he gets a critical.
Yep. Nope. Agree. Okay, so that's Opal's turn. It is the enemy's turn. The druid starts to burst with this. He says,
Leave my forest! Intruders!
and bursts into this large mound of vines. This is a fun one because he has the plant wild shape, and he's going to slam at Saw because I think he sees a lot of weapons or a lot of attacks coming at him.
Oh, yeah.
Does a 23 hit?
It does. And I'm covered in spikes.
Okay.
So I don't have to roll to hit or anything. If
Right,
you
it
hit
just does
me,
damage.
4 points of piercing damage.
Well played.
All right.
But you still need to roll your damage.
Yes, I do. 9 points of damage.
Okay.
Then he gets a free grab.
Ooh. Not my favorite.
I was going to say tasty.
Does a 25 beat your CMD?
Ties my CMD.
So meets beats. Unfortunately, it also has the special ability Constrict.
Oof.
So you take an additional 13 points of damage as it constricts you. And now you are grappled with it. So as that happens, the bat forward withdraws. It is still entangled. So it flies over the difficult terrain towards Nana. And it can move 20 feet.
It is a familiar, though? Or is
No.
it an animal?
It's an animal companion. That's
So
what-
it won't go within 30 feet of me without a DC 20 handle animal check.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that was a thing you had.
Yeah, I'm actually warded against nature. I read more about it since the last Evil Interludes. And so,
Yeah, then it would kind of try and fly around you towards Mr. Turner. So if you guys could move it like 20 feet diagonally through because it's ignoring the difficult terrain here. It only gets 20 feet because it's still entangled, but it's ignoring kind of like the underbrush there. And then it is Saw's turn.
Okay. So I am grappled, so I think I can only, take one attack, right?
Yep, or you can attempt to break the grapple.
I don't want more constrict damage. What is it to break out? Is that just a CMB
It's
check?
a CMB check versus my CMD.
Yeah, see, I just don't know if that's even... I gotta roll really high for that.
Vivian has alchemical grease, if you'd be interested in that next when it's her turn.
I wouldn't say no.
All right.
Would you pour that on me? Like, would I have to use it?
I believe, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I believe Vivian could pour the grease onto Saw.
Yep.
As long as you're still a medium-sized creature.
Yep.
Yep.
So you could delay.
That's
for her to do
exactly
that.
what I was
and you'll
thinking.
get a +5
Okay.
to escape the grapple.
So he'll delay.
So he's delaying until after Viv.
Correct.
Perfect,
Should be
Mr.
right
Turner.
now? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Yeah, he can say.
Okay. I am going to be targeting the bat, using using another charge of the meta magic rod,
Sure.
and the bat can take a will save.
Not a great save for the bat.
I was hoping so.
Natural 1.
Fuck yeah! It's about time. A lot of F-bombs for me today. This is Murderous Command. And so I get inside his head and say, just take a nice bite of your master. And so it has the mental urge to kill its nearest ally.
How long does that persist?
1 round.
Okay, so he's just gonna
So next
fly
move
right
action,
back and...
yeah, next move action, he'll just have to go right back and then attack.
Yep. All right. Vivian, you are up.
All right. As promised, Vivian pours the grease onto Saw, saying, "This will help you wiggle free." And then she is going to...
So I assume that's a move action to do so. And a move action to draw the grease, unless you have something special.
Yeah, because I think it's just her, like, extracts and stuff that she can draw and use in one. Okay. So that will be it, then.
Saw, your delayed action goes off. You are greasy. A greasy half-tiger man.
All right, it's still...
Your fur is so mad.
Tony the Tiger after a long workout.
It's going to be real gross when I come out.
I also summoned a beer in my hand.
Quick and meta magic feat. Fucking natural 1. So I'm assuming a 14 doesn't break your CMD.
It does not.
The grease persists, though,
Yeah,
for
the
4
grease-
more hours,
I
so
assume
don't
the
worry.
grease would persist. Oh, for 4 hours.
Oh, come on!
Just like looks like a bodybuilder.
Yep, you
Except
can wash
furry.
it off if we
You're
get
a
water
furry
again.
bodybuilder.
Great. All right, so I'm assuming that that's my entire turn trying to break out.
Yep. And Opal.
Okay, so Nana Opal will go ahead and cast on her familiar what is a fleshworm infestation. And so just see the little gingerbread rabbit run on up and will try to touch
The druid.
the druid.
Okay. The druid has reach, so it's going to make an attack of opportunity on your familiar.
Okay.
Doesn't he also have the grapple condition, or has he got something
He
special?
does not gain the grapple condition because of his grasping vines. I don't think that'll do. That's only a 12.
Oh, 100% not.
Okay, so that
Way better AC than I do.
so that AOO misses. It is now within range. When you make this touch attack, also roll the concealment. So 51 or higher, you hit. I'm really just laying on, making you guys roll dice here.
Yeah.
I got 100, so I hit.
Oh, 100.
Woo!
Hunt it.
100.
And then in a natural 20.
What?
Fuck, roll to confirm. Your spells can crit, I guess.
Jesus. Only a 4 to confirm, so
4 total,
4 on the die.
which goes to its touch. This thing is large.
I have a +7, so
That confirms.
nice. I don't know if this one can actually crit though.
Its ACs change as it wild shapes because it loses its armor and all kinds of stuff. Gains size bonuses, loses size. It's a whole thing.
Yeah. I don't know if it can actually like do anything extra, but we'll see. All
What
right,
does it
so,
do?
Yeah. I cause an infestation of ravenous worms to manifest inside of all of the flesh and living material. Mm-hmm. You have to make a fortitude save every round.
Oh, it's a save thing? Well...
What's new? I'm a witch.
Yeah, okay, so mechanically, that won't crit.
That's what I thought.
But for fun and for flavor, and because we're all friends here, and because you made it through all of those things, rolled 100 and a 20, I will roll with disadvantage for this save.
Oh.
So one's a natural 20. This is will.
Fortitude.
Oh, fortitude. That is an 18.
That fails.
Okay.
Nice.
You also have to do this every round, so I know the first one you did misfortune, but, so...
Yeah, well, I won't do that going forward.
3 points of hit point damage, and 2 points of dex damage, and you're staggered.
Ooh, staggered.
Ooh.
That one's rough.
Yeah. This continues every round, 7 rounds, and, it can't be ended early.
Wait, what is this? Is this a disease?
Fleshworm infestation.
Is it a disease or something, or it's just, like, damage?
It is it is 1d6 hit points of damage. That's all it says.
So it's not like the spell doesn't have a descriptor like inflicts a disease or inflicts a poison or any of that? Okay.
No.
I'm just checking because it is immune to both.
It specifically cannot be ended by any sort of remove disease or heal.
Okay, perfect. Good round. It is its turn. It's staggered, so all it's going to do is attempt to maintain the grapple on Saw. You get a +5, I think, to your CMD for this as well. Is it a +5 to both?
To escape and to avoid becoming grappled, if that counts.
So that's
Okay.
to your CMD. So
Okay.
it's +5 to your CMD. That's probably still going to do it. That's a 29.
I have a 28.
And so, oh yeah, and then it gets a bonus to maintain anyway. So it's going to continue to constrict, because that's like free when you're grappled. So you take 11 points of constriction damage. Again, be using your DR for this. Cause
Oh,
that's
you know I'm taking it every time.
so that's the only action it can take since it's staggered. The bat has a murderous command.
Do it.
I believe at this point the entanglement has worn off.
Yes.
And so
Perfect
it
timing.
can fly the
Yeah.
full complement to its master and attack.
I'm now flanking.
That's the flank for Viv.
Yes.
For one round, I suppose you're flanking.
That's all I need.
Natural 16 will hit, but I do have to roll concealment for it.
Okay.
You know, my rabbit could always take a couple steps up, too. It has a bite attack.
It's only a
that would help.
14, so it does not hit
Ah,
for
shucks.
the concealment. But you brought it back. It's only 5 feet in the air. And it's Mr. Turner's turn.
Okay. It's gonna first roll the spell resistance. Alright, this is 16 pass.
Yep, you're good.
Alright, about
Haley,
time.
that didn't have spell resistance, did it? Or did you roll it? I forget. Anyway, continue with your turn, Brooks.
Okay. You, the druid will have to make a will save.
A will save for the druid. 18 on the die will pass.
Darn it.
You guys are all save or sucky.
This is going to be a brutal episode drink along for Drunken Disorderly.
A lot of rolling.
Welcome to Clerics and Witches. Save or suck.
Okay.
Save or suck.
Yeah.
Dr. Viv, you are in flank for
I'll
this
take a
round.
5 foot step up.
Still difficult terrain, bud. You can move, though. You're not threatened by anything if you want to start getting closer.
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
Yeah, so you can
Move it
likely
half
move
speed.
at half speed, which is probably 15 for you.
No. That is 10.
Oh, buddy. That's fine. So, Viv, you're up.
Vivian is flanking, and she's super excited, so she's slashing with that sickle. Oh! But I rolled a 2, so that's a 12.
Yeah, I don't think staggered does anything to me there, so... No dice. Unless it's a touch attack.
No, it's a regular attack.
Alrighty. You moving at all? If you moved up diagonally, you could be flanking with the familiar, I guess.
Can it...
She
It's
wouldn't
difficult
really
terrain.
have
Can
the
she
space with the large creature. He's large.
I could move one square over, but because it's difficult terrain, I would
You
have to-
know that a staggered creature...
Ah. All right, Vivian will start moving around, so if you move me...
Or you just flank with Saw if you wanted to as well.
Yeah, just have me flank with Saw. Just in case Nana Opal needs that familiar back.
Perfect. Alright, so you guys are flanking now. That's going to be helpful. Saw, you're up.
Oh, I forgot to add the flanking bonus. Would a 14 have hit?
No.
Ah.
Saw, you're up.
I just had to check something online. I can still full attack. Because I'm not using 2 hands.
Oh, there you go, buddy.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna fucking full attack this guy.
Alright, just roll all your shit with the concealment, and let me know what hits.
I understand mechanically I should be rolling this, but I'm literally grappled by this guy.
Yeah, I know.
How do I roll displacement on something that is literally holding me?
Just fucking do it. It's a game.
This is so fucking stupid.
So is you being able to full attack something that's like literally wrapped you in vines.
Alright, so my first one is in the 60s. 19 I'm sure won't do it.
No, 19 does.
Oh,
in its
19
new
does.
form.
Well. 20 points of damage.
Alright.
Oh, actually, I forgot to factor in that I was flanking, so it would have been 21. Alright, that's not even going to get close. With the second great sword hit. Bite. Maybe. Bite's going to do it.
Concealment.
Oh, sorry. Of course.
Just roll all 3 die, Steve.
I'm going, man. I'm going. Bite hits.
Okay.
With the concealment and everything. Max damage. 15 points on the bite. And then my gore's going to fail because of concealment.
Okay.
And I'm still grappled, but I put a little hurt on him.
The vines appear to be wilting slightly. It's Nana Opal's turn.
Evil eye. Give me a will save.
Only a 16.
So that fails. So for 9 rounds, a -2 to your saving throws, which matches up really well with the spell.
Okay, -2 to my saving throws. You moving at all?
No.
You're not going to take your familiar out of there?
Ah, yeah, she can come back. The little gingerbread rabbit will jump along, come back.
Alright. It's the enemy's turn. The bat is going to Vital Strike Vivian.
That bat dislikes Vivian.
Bat's really not about being entangled for like 5 fucking rounds. It hates that. If there's one thing bats hate, it's turning power attack and Vital Strike on.
Uh-oh.
23.
Oh, no.
That ties.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Vivian.
No.
Oh, hot damage.
That's not gonna be good.
31 points of damage.
Yikes.
She's not unconscious yet.
Oh, wait. Power attack. 37 points of damage.
Oh, Vivian is now staggered.
Well, the bat did that. And it's going to 5 foot down closer to its master. So you can drop it directly next to the druid.
Fortitude save.
It's going to make a fortitude save. Oh, I see you planned this. Get the saves down. Does a 20?
It's exactly it. So it is.
So yes, meets beats.
Sickened.
Sickened? Okay.
Yep.
I can deal with that. It unwild shapes back into a druid. Which does not provoke, but it does free saw. And it attempts to mount the bat. So it would be there when it unwild shapes, and then it kind of like 5 foot ons. I'll make a ride. Yeah. So it's back on the bat.
Did that provoke, like, dismounting did? Or because it was you failed? Wait, you didn't fail earlier.
No, I didn't fail earlier.
Okay.
I still think it does. I think anything you do to, like with the ride check, is just to speed it up from a standard action to a move action, which should... Or I guess he could take a 5 foot step into the bat square and then mount. I don't know. I'll let you have the AOO.
I mean,
roll the concealment.
I'm going to miss the concealment anyway, so... Like I said, that would be a 12, so that would miss the concealment.
Yeah, that misses the concealment. Viv, you don't get one. So it's on the bat now. Mr. Turner, it's your turn.
Okay. He is going to, because he is still on the ice for another 5 feet, he is going to move that, and then he can do, 2 more squares after that? Or just one?
So if he moves diagonally up, that counts as half his movement. And then he's out of the difficult terrain, so he can move another 10 feet.
Okay. Then that's what I'll do. And can make a...
Can turn off the icy wind because no one's in the icy wind anymore.
Keep it in your back pocket.
Oh, come on.
I don't like that. It is will. Alright, so make a will, both the bat and
both.
The cleric.
Don't forget about that -2.
I won't.
Yay.
The bat is at a 21, and the cleric is at a 20.
Alright.
Or not the cleric, I'm thinking you, the druid.
That saves, and I don't believe there is a half for channel negative.
No, channel negative is half. It just catches everyone else unless you select a channel.
I do have selective channeling, so thank goodness I have 3 of those thingies, I guess.
Okay, yeah. So the save for channel is just for half damage.
Cool. That is very good damage at 20.
So
taking half, 10 for each.
You kill the druid. It falls off the back of the bat. The bat shrieks and flies off into the night, provoking from Dr. Viv if she sees fit.
I'm staggered, though.
Never mind. And it flies off into the night, searching the body.
That rod.
You do find a rod of quicken, or a lesser rod of quicken meta magic. You find a headband of wisdom +2.
I can't have it.
A +1 scimitar. A +1 light wooden shield. A +1 composite longbow with a strength rating of 1. A cloak of resistance +2. A ring of protection +1. And a scroll of cure serious wounds. It also has this weird fetish made of like hair and bone, and you can tell there's like dried blood on it.
I'm interested. How can I know more?
You see it, you don't really detect magic on it. You may make a knowledge religion or a knowledge local. Anyone may do so once the
22.
Yes.
fetish is shown.
22 religion.
Now I roll.
Now I rolled decent.
You did religion. What was the other one?
Local.
Local, okay. It's not as good, but 18.
Okay. Viv, did you roll one?
It was a 17 for the religion and a 10 for local.
Okay, so what Nana Opal knows is that this is a holy symbol to Zonkathan. And it seems odd because it's not his traditional symbol. It's not a skull with barbed chains coming out of it. Mr. Turner remembers something he once heard about Nidal, specifically in the Uskwood, that there are certain Kuthite druids named the Shades of the Uskwood that protect this forest. This was likely one of them. Their companions are fiercely loyal, and although they don't work together, it's said that what one druid sees, the rest of them see.
Shit.
Oh, well, first of all, come over here, honey, Vivian. You could clearly use a little, patching up.
Just give me a minute to walk over there. And she slowly makes her way. Well, with only one move action at a time.
You're going to make her walk the...
Ed probably would. Ed would. And, he would also say, I do have some other news. I'm afraid other druids may have been able to see through this one. We should quicken our pace, for they may see where we are and attack as well.
Well, if they could see through him, they're not going to see what I'm about to do to him. And he walks over and kind of sits on this guy's chest and just starts pummeling his face in with his bare fists until, I mean, it's American History X level, just destroyed after that phantasmal killer.
Nice.
How far down are you, Vivian?
63 points.
Okay, then you're gonna get a lot of Cure Light Wounds.
Well, we also have the Cure Serious, which
We
I
can do that
believe
too.
is 3.
Yeah,
Sheets.
I also
38.
have 3 potions of Cure Series.
I'm down 54.
I have a potion of Cure Mod. I have a rod, or a wand of Cure Light as well. So, like,
okay. I think we can do
We
all
can
that
do it off air, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably divide up gear off air too. Seems
Yeah.
pretty straightforward who's going to get what.
Yeah, it does. So you continue your walk through the Uskwood in the dark. And I imagine your characters are being a little bit more wary with Mr. Turner's revelation. Potentially that bat got away and that the rest of the druids could somehow see you. At least that's the rumor. You travel for about 2 more hours. You're getting tired. It's getting late. And you come upon a clearing. And in that clearing is a cabin. It looks to be in a relative state of disrepair. But you don't see any lights on. What do?
Not nearly as well kept as ours.
no, it's not. Maybe we should go knock, but it looks empty.
Can we just do like a general perception from distance?
I would say that, well, if Grotus was here, this is where his people would be.
I rolled a 7, so 4.
God. I'm at a dirty 20.
Dirty 20,
I am at a 27.
27,
13.
and a 13. So, Saw and Mr. Turner, I imagine you look at it for a while before you exit the relative cover of the trees and into the clearing. You see this cabin and what looks like a shed of some sort outside of it, but no sign of movement. Maybe you take about 5 minutes and just kind of look at the windows. It seems still.
Is it completely dark inside?
It is completely dark inside.
Griff, can we get a time or a place in time? Where are we, like, in a day cycle?
You are at roughly 11 p.m.
Okay, so we need to sleep.
Yeah.
We're getting tired.
Yeah. So, I guess outside of character, how long do those potions of dark vision last?
Well, I don't know why you guys would, I guess, use them if I can constantly do the dancing
lights.
Mm-hmm.
So unless we're like combat or something, I don't know. I have dancing lights for.
Yeah, but then I imagine you probably wouldn't want the dancing lights like at the cabin if you're trying to scope it out. So Saw is the only one that really sees any of this.
Okay, well, in that case, that would be up to them if they want to take a potion. If like we end up saying no dancing lights, we're gonna check it out.
Yeah, it's totally up to you.
So then
guys.
I would drink one potion.
So you drink a potion and you see what you see. It does look relatively empty. In fact, the door kind of, well, it looks ajar.
Vivian could stealth up if she also took a potion and peek in the windows.
If anyone decides to go near the door itself, I would use the no place like home hex, which would give a +2 to AC against traps and reflex against traps.
Sure. So Viv wants to stealth up.
Yep, so she would take the potion of dark vision and then stealth up. This is the second 2 in a row, so that's a 13.
With a 13, you somewhat clumsily move towards the cabin. The door, you can see through the crack in it. It appears to be a thick layer of dust on most things in this structure. Make a perception check.
I rolled a 3, so that's a 14.
You need new dice.
Yes.
You have not rolled well this entire evil interlude.
I'm not using my metal set anymore.
I'm hoping I roll better as Viv.
You probably will.
You have to use her dice, though. That's the thing.
No. Yeah. So, with a 13, again, you see this layer of dust. You don't see any apparent footprints in the dust, and it is on the floor. You see that things look relatively destroyed in there. A lot of furniture is kind of smashed. It just looks like a place that was maybe ransacked and then left.
Well, can we go in?
Yeah, without seeing anything, Vivian wouldn't call over to everyone else, but she would motion that they can come over.
Okay. So you all head towards this cabin, and at this point you can all make perception checks inside too.
I wonder who's home.
13.
22.
Dirty 20.
So, those of you above a 20 don't hear anything inside. You smell kind of the odor of mildew and of heavy dust. When you look inside, it's curious. You see what looks like some religious paraphernalia, but it looks like it's been purposely tarnished. Mr. Turner, since you can see this, you can make a religion check.
All right. 15 on the die. 7. Is that 23?
It looks like there's iconography of the goddess Desna in this shack. You know that she and Zonkathan are bitter enemies. And so maybe it makes sense to you that things in here would be tarnished in a country like Nidal.
Okay. It's almost funny. It seems to be a symbol of Desna in there.
Maybe some good fellows are hiding out here who shouldn't be in the country at all.
It doesn't look like they're there anymore.
Yes, no one who is a worshipper of Desna would believe it so tarnished.
Maybe just for tonight we turn this house into a home.
Well, after you.
If we are abandoning the stealth strategy, I could certainly go first.
The stealth strategy was already failed by Vivian. So, if there is something in here that could see you, it has seen you.
I have received word we are abandoning the stealth strategy. In which case, I can go first.
So, Saw opens the door. It's a light wooden door. It creaks on its hinges. And you enter this cabin. It's not well lit. It's dark in here for those intensive purposes, but everyone can see. Now that you're in the structure, you see that you enter into a kind of foyer that looks like it was maybe a living and gathering area, but any hint of furniture has been smashed and destroyed.
Does the iconography to Desna also appear to be in a state of destruction, or no?
Yes, that's what I meant by the tarnished. It looks like somebody purposely defiled it.
Okay. This is starting to make a whole lot more sense now then.
You proceeding through the cabin?
I imagine so. At, whatever half speed or whatever to make sure that I'm not triggering anything that I don't want to trigger.
Sure. And I'll say you guys are, if this is where you think you want to spend the night, I'll say that you can take a 20 on your perception.
Sure.
So you guys are taking 20 on your perception. So I think Mr. Turner, more than anyone, being interested in this kind of mixture of religions, would also be detecting for divine magic as he's scanning the rooms and taking his 20. And he does find something magical. It is on a table in the living room as you enter the house. And it is a book on this table that is radiating this aura of magic.
Okay.
The book, more than anything else in the house, looks clean.
I must say, based on, how clean this book is, I figure it moved recently, or is some sort of trap of some sort.
You can make a spellcraft if you want, if you have it.
Okay.
Can I help?
If you call people over, you certainly can.
Ooh.
Then I will help you.
Okay.
I will also try to help.
And there's a reason for that as well. I do help, but
Vivian also helps.
I am, I'm paranoid. And so therefore...
Oh, is that like a drawback?
Yeah, paranoid drawback. And so in order to help me, you have to make a check just to help.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm better at helping you. Don't help me though.
I got a 30 with all the help.
You got a 30. You can, the first thing you know, and probably Mr. Turner is relaying his thoughts as he approaches the book. And you think to yourself, no, the dust around the book doesn't appear to have moved. It doesn't look like it's recently moved. Taking 20 on the perception, no, it's not a trap, but Mr. Turner would note that it's giving off this necromantic energy. which seems out of place if the inhabitants of this house prior were Desnans. You note that the book is bound in a strange leather, and as you get closer and you're somewhat of an expert on the topic, you realize that it's human flesh.
I was gonna say, Nana Opal knows what it is, doesn't she?
Nice.
This book is it appears to be some sort of spell book. And it appears to contain mostly necromantic spells.
I'm so excited I know what this is, don't I?
That's what you know.
Is it possible it is our formula book?
Just laying out here in the open. That's kinda gullible. I don't know, guys.
It could be a powerful book, but I don't think it's the one that we're seeking.
But that's really all you find in this house. This magical book, destroyed furniture, Desnan iconography, and a trap door in the northern portion of the house.
So is that like in the room we were in, or is this assuming we've searched the main level?
I assumed you had searched the main level with your taking 20 and kind of walking around. You don't see any traps taking 20. There's like a fireplace and that kind of stuff, but everything just seems like it hasn't been used in a long time. Make a knowledge local check if you have it. Or a knowledge history. History will be easier.
Failed the local pretty hard. And failed them both very hard. As hard as I can. Gross.
My local was a 23, but the history was only a 9.
Okay. With a knowledge local at a 23 and being trained in knowledge history, I'll give it to you. This sounds a lot like a legend you've heard about a place in the Uskwood. It's known as the Lost Lodge. And it was once a place where Denizen worshippers congregated. Until it was befouled by Cuthites who found it. One Cuthite in particular, who has not been seen again. Now, you don't know the name from your knowledge local check, but you do know another interesting tidbit. The Desnans were able to hide this place somehow from the shades of the Uskwood, the druidic order of this forest. They have never been able to find this shack. In fact, it only seems to reveal itself to those that do not worship Zon-Kathan.
That's handy.
Everyone here can see the house we're standing in, right?
Yes, this would be a good place to rest for the night. Those druids shouldn't be able to find us here.
So you guys begin making yourselves comfortable.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Though there is the matter of the trap door.
Sleep on top of it. Problem solved.
I'm probably not as heavy as you'd think. I carry very little.
Yeah, Saw doesn't even have armor on, really.
Yeah.
I am a rail. Like so.
I'm 155 pounds and I'm carrying 33.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You weigh as a tiger. Just rage all night.
I'm going to need someone to make me really mad before I go to bed.
I mean, we could pile some broken furniture on top of it, or, like, I feel like we wouldn't just sleep without making sure that the basement was also secure, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Agreed.
I wouldn't do that as a person. I think that's dumb.
So you guys head down to the basement of this place. And you can move yourselves to the other map. There's broken detritus littering the floor here. It looks like maybe once it was a storage area, but much like the things you saw upstairs, somebody has come in and destroyed most of what's here. Other than that, it's very dark down here, but since you all have dark vision, that's not a problem for you. You don't find anything on your pass-through.
So I guess we can go to sleep.
Okay.
Do we want to rotate through one person being on guard?
2 watches. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So, where are you guys hanging out? Upstairs.
Is there a Okay, I need to know door and window situations. Do our outward-facing walls have windows? Is there another door besides the front one? I think this will determine where we shack up.
Yep, so the room with the least windows is the central living room.
Okay.
Because it has walls between it and the other rooms, and there are only windows facing out towards the west. The other rooms each have windows of their own, are less spacious, so, I mean, you could foreseeably stay anywhere with Viv's information. You think that you should be relatively safe from the druids.
Okay, so then the central living room.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Nana Opal would get into her bag, and she would grab some treats and hand them out. Here, dearies. This will keep you awake on your watch. And it's a cookie of wakefulness. It'll keep you awake for 2 hours.
I love uppers.
Without feeling sleepy. No side effects.
So who's on first watch?
Mr. Turner's fine with that.
Okay. Everyone goes to sleep. Mr. Turner stays awake. Maybe he kind of wanders the halls. Please make me a will save.
Alright, well, crush that with 31.
With a 31,
I'm very willful after those uppers.
you don't really notice anything amiss on your watch. You are a little bit curious about the state of this place, but your curiosity kind of fades, and nothing really happens. You head to bed so that you can have your spells for the next day. Who's next in watch?
I don't need any sort of, like, unbroken sleep or anything, seeing as it's just a rage reset for me. So I could either take second or third, like, have the broken sleep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I could go second.
Yeah, I need Unbroken, but also I think it would be smart if I wait until my watches last, because I have negative levels that will wear off by then, and then I will have a better will save.
Yeah, Vivian can do the one after Saw. She's still pretty good on spells and stuff, too.
Yeah, and Saul could stay up an extra couple of hours and still not be fatigued with the cookie on top of...
Yeah.
You could probably do a 4-hour watch if you wanted to.
Yeah.
So,
I can pound out a bunch of it.
make me a will save.
Okay. I'm not going to ask what this is, but if it's a divine spell, go ahead and add an extra 1 to it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking sweet. Okay. That's going to be a 23 total.
You fail.
That's high. That's real high. That was an 18 off the dice.
And you have a strange, morbid curiosity. What's in that damn book that everybody else was so excited about?
They all got to look at it.
And so you begin flipping through it, and you see some diagrams that are revolting, but they kind of pique your curiosity. It's in a language you can't understand. You see symbols that you have no way of knowing what they mean, especially you, as the resident no knowledge beatstick.
Yeah.
You finish flipping through it. You feel wholly unsatisfied. You close the book, turn around, and you hear it open again. It's open to a page, and the blood writing begins to glow.
Oh, now you have something interesting to say.
Then the pages begin flipping, and you hear a loud bang from the basement.
I don't think I'm alone in here anymore. Is there some compulsion to go check it out, or is this a wake the party kind of a thing?
You feel completely unaffected now.
Okay.
You're almost like, why did I even care? It's not like I would understand anything in this book. I don't know why I felt like I needed to check it.
All right, I want just a tiny bit of clarification. Now that this is done, do I feel like there might be would it be logical to think that there is something in the basement that caused this bang, or do I disbelieve it now? I'm like, that I was hearing something. That's ridiculous.
You heard a bang
Okay.
in the basement.
Okay, that's simple. I heard a bang in the basement. So I was gonna wake up Vivian. Hi, Viv. Viv, wake up. Wake up.
Oh, is it my turn for the watch?
No. Did you take a look at that book earlier?
Not that closely. Why?
Get the fuck up, Viv. We're not alone in here.
Oh. And she would, start kind of, nudging other people and motioning to be quiet.
I heard something in the basement. It wasn't loud enough to wake you all up, but it's here.
Make a perception check. Everyone in the party, now that you're awake.
7.
Natty 20.
22.
24.
29.
You hear the rattling of chains in the basement. It sounds like it's directly below you.
I think it's time to see either what's in the basement or let it come out. We can't just stay in this room.
So it has probably been how many hours?
We'll say this happened.
You said 2 for travel,
2 for travel.
2
and
for
then,
Ed.
Mm-hmm. And then Saw had 4 hours of watch.
Okay. So I don't have negative levels anymore.
You're probably good. I mean, this happened sometime during Saw's watch. It's still night, but
It's not a nighttime effect. It's an hour.
Right, I know. So likely it's about 4 in the morning. You guys reached the cabin at 11, so you had 7 hours, 7 hours since that happened.
Okay, thank you.
What do we do?
I think we should go check it out. But I want to be prepared first.
Agreed. Dewey, please take this cookie. And she'll pass out cookies again. This time, they give everyone clarity. The clarity gives you +1 competence bonus on a single attack roll, saving throw, or skill check within the next minute. You choose when to use that bonus. So it's in the next minute, you get a +1.
Okay.
For Vivian's preparation, it's just for herself. She pulls one potion or extract from her belt and drinks it, and her mouth starts glowing blue. And then she pulls another potion out in a very ornate bottle. She drinks her stone skin potion, swirls it in her mouth, and then spits it back into the bottle. And it still looks like it retained its magical properties because she used her alchemical allocation, so it didn't use the potion.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll also use mage armor on anyone and everyone.
Sure.
Bang.
I would definitely take the
Bang.
mage armor, yeah.
Okay,
Bang.
so then we run downstairs, huh? Griffin's sick about shit.
Yeah, I'll let you apply your buffs. You'll need them.
Okay.
So did I get my spells back or not? Because I wasn't.
You did not get your spells back.
And neither did I.
Neither did you.
Right.
Okay.
Neither did Viv.
Alright.
But these buffs are fine to apply.
Let's go.
You...
I drink a potion of Bear's Endurance.
Okay.
I have full strength too. Anyways.
I don't mind the
So
buff time.
good.
I don't mind the buff time one bit.
All right.
Hit me with the bull strength.
Vivian's going to drink her mutagen as well.
Okay, what's this? 5 rounds of buffing? Just so I know.
That would have been 3 for Vivian.
Okay.
3 for Nanopal. 2
me
for
is-
Saw.
I did 1 for myself, so 3 for me as well.
Whoever has the most buffs, that's what we're going to base it off
Yeah.
before you get downstairs.
Yeah, it's 3. 3 is the most.
Okay.
Unless Ed's got some buffs.
No.
You head downstairs. Please place yourselves on the map.
I'm nervous.
You don't see anything at present. I imagine another round of buff to give yourselves the dark vision? Or are you guys just going with the
Oh, yeah.
lights?
Do you want me to just use
doesn't
the
that-
wand of daylight real quick?
Doesn't that last for
60-foot radius of bright light?
hours, though? Like, that would have lasted a 7? Or,
You guys took it when you got to the cabin. It's been like 5 hours. Does it last?
hours per level, so...
So it would be caster level 3rd
Oh, okay.
as a potion.
So I could do the wand of daylight, though. Down
Okay.
here. And just give it bright light.
Okay.
Sure.
So I'll cast that, and it's 10 minutes per level, so 70 minutes.
So
or,
you
well,
cast the Wand of Daylight
30 minutes.
down in the basement, giving you a 60-foot aura of bright light. You don't see anything directly in front of you, but you hear the bangs coming from the other side of the wall. The middle wall separating the 2 sides of the basement.
Okay, so let's walk towards the other side.
I'm a little bit of tanky boy. I can take lead.
Alright.
Vivian would follow closely behind.
I'm gonna take I'm taking 5-foot squares at a pop. Griffin, you need to tell me when to stop, okay?
Okay. You're going to see a creature once you round the corner.
So there?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. It stands its back towards this pit that wasn't there before, and you see wisps of shadow surround it. It is a pale, gaunt figure, 8 feet tall. It has chains and hooks and barbs piercing its bloodless skin, and its mouth has these hooks stitching it shut. Its skull is exposed through strands of its scalp that are staked into it with metal spikes. It's wearing a black leather coat.
No thanks.
It looks at you. Sunken pits of eyes, it looks at you, Saw. And you see the hooks in its mouth pull as its lips separate, and the flesh rips open, and it screams. And as it screams, you feel the fabric of reality shift. And you hear the sounds of agony coming from the shadow plane. The Wand of Daylight and the Daylight's effect are immediately extinguished as deeper darkness descends on this basement. You are all deafened with no save in this area. And I need everybody to make a will save.
$24.
Now you can all use your cookie bonus on this if you want.
Might as well.
I don't think it will matter for me. I rolled a 1.
It won't matter over here either. I rolled it.
No.
This will be an 18, 19 if it's divine.
Just so happens it is. Just so happens a 19 was the DC.
Oh yeah, baby!
Deeper darkness descends, and what that means is that anyone without dark vision is effectively blind in this area. Anyone with dark vision treats their mischance as 20% unless they have the monster special ability See in Darkness. With that, those below a 19 are confused and I need everybody to roll for initiative. But before you do, I need you to finish your drinks, because we'll see you in the next episode of the Evil Interlude.
So we're definitely in the fuck zone.
Uh-oh.
I knew that. For sure.